recording? Yeah? Dude, it's like my third time doing this video. It's like the camera. Okay, this video is about hallucinations, schizophrenic hallucinations, and the best way to connect with your subconscious. And thanks, understanding, and forgiveness. So, first off, I'd like to say hi. I'm a schizophrenic. I'm also dissociative and have some other like shit going on. I'm a fucking human, I guess. I got issues. The idea is, I find schizophrenia to be a very valuable tool in self-healing, and I see it as a gift. I see it as a really, really good gift that some people can on their own find a way to turn it into an advantage, and some people suffer. So I'd like to show you how I've turned it into a gift for myself. I think that the first thing that happens with schizophrenic people is they like as a paranoid schizophrenic, I say that I see visual hallucinations and I hear audio hallucinations, right? My visual hallucinations are less identifiable with reality. They're not things that I would ever see or that I've ever seen before in actual reality, besides like, I don't know, this video is more about my audio hallucinations. So if you have audio hallucinations, this is specifically for you, how to turn them into a gift, how to turn them into an advantage for yourself. I hear a lot of voices, and when I first started hearing voices, it really, really tripped me out. My family, my friends, they were really tripping out. A lot of people like kind of abandoned me because I was like trying to figure it out, and I was like, okay, I'll go to the people I love and describe what I'm going through, and maybe they can help me. And a lot of people were just like, oh, you're crazy now. I don't need to talk to you anymore. Bye. And my family was like, you need to be on medication because you're sick. But it felt like more than that to me. It felt like something else. So I was on medication for a little bit after holding off for as literally long as I could. I was in deep schizophrenic states for like a year, trying to go to work and pretend like everything was okay, doing all that kind of stuff. And eventually my mom found me in her backyard staring at the sun at like 7 a.m. After like a 4-day no sleep, like just schizophrenic, just fucking bipolar, dissociative, like messy stint, right? And eventually I got on meds and all this kind of stuff, and I still hear, so I got off the meds, and I hear voices all the time, and I see this as a good thing. A lot of people think like, okay, where do these voices come from? As a schizophrenic, first person schizophrenic, like POV schizophrenic, a lot of times you might wonder, where's this voice coming from? And you might search for solutions, like the solutions that I've okay, if this is the solution, then how do these things work, etc. Like, is this a demon? Do I need Jesus? Is this an internal part of me that's broken? Do I need medication? Is this, am I telepathic? Do I have superpowers? Am I actually hearing somebody else's voice somewhere in the world? And I must learn how to focus differently. It's like all of these like solutions. You know, I've played with like saying, okay, if this is solution, how does the equation on the other side look to where we can solve this problem of me feeling dis-ease. So turning it from dis-ease, from turning schizophrenia from disease into a beneficial gift for myself. Let me make sure this is still recording. Yes! So from turning it from disease to a beneficial gift to myself, and I think it's very, very important to think about it this way, because it is a gift. You have been given a gift, and you have a huge advantage over achieving and maintaining mental and emotional health and stability over other people. You have a higher ability to do that than other people. They have a calmer, like, here level. You have the ability to get here and stay here because you know what got you there. And like, this is why. Let's say a voice comes into your head and is treating you with disdain and hate and convincing you to do bad things, etc. That's usually the idea, right? Like, a voice is telling me to hurt people, and I needed it to go away, and I didn't know what to do, so I did what it said, and now, like these things, regardless of, okay, so the first question is the right question. Where is this voice coming from, right? You're on the right path already. If you've ever thought any of those things, and don't try to hold on to any of them, keep your definitions real fucking loose, dude. Don't go being like, this is that, and it, like, keep it real loose, because the solution, there's a common solution between anywhere the voice may be coming from, whether it be any of the things I mentioned or some other things, there's a common solution among all of them. And you just buy my special package. The common solution is to give understanding, right? And you're on the right path by asking, where does this voice come from? Because you're wondering, how may I understand what is happening, right? So the very next step is doing, like, the opposite of what doctors tell you. Like, doctors might tell you, hey, listen, get medication until it goes away, and then if it comes back, ignore it, and keep going about your business. That's how you go insane. How you become sane is a little insane. That's a fucking loosely defined word for me too. It's very, very fucking relative. How you handle this current phenomenon that is happening with you is right there. You begin to give understanding, right? So wondering where it comes from, you're on the right path. The next step is to say, hey, where do you come from? And addressing the voice, this voice that is being mean and hateful and being like a voice in your head. Stop it. Stop that voice. And go, hey, whoa, hold up. Where did you come from? What's up? How are you? Treat it like a person, right? And it may respond hatefully at first, and listen. Listen to all of it. Listen to it. Because usually it's, no, stop it. I don't need to hear that. And it says it again and again and again, and it's, and you're sitting there fucking twitching, looking like a crazy person. So instead, listen. Be like, hey, hold up. Where did you come from? What makes you feel that way? How can I help? Do you really think that will help? And continue to talk and continue to listen and to be giving of understanding. Find reasons to find gratitude. If the voice says you should kill that person, I'm very grateful that you care about protecting me so much. That's a person that's hurt me in the past. I'm very grateful for you. I think that we can potentially have a better solution than that, and I'd like to talk about that. But I think you're on the right path. You're looking for me to protect myself. Thank you. And that other thing, no pressure, no stress. I get it. We've seen movies where the good guy goes out and gets revenge and gets the bad guy. We've all seen those. Like, I get it. That's cool. And like in that is forgiveness for this like absurd thought of hurting, you know? And as you continue, you may realize that regardless of each of these situations of where the voice may be coming from, it is consciousness that is, for some reason, split off from you. And the only solution, because what are you going to do? Kill this idea, this thought in your head? Like, what are you going to do? Drug it so that you don't have to listen to it anymore and be drugged yourself? Like, what are you going to do? It's the only solution. Listen, give understanding, gratitude, and forgiveness, and say that you're sorry because you're the problem. You have to admit when you've been wrong. Hey, I was wrong for allowing that person to hurt me. I should have been more understanding of what I need to begin with, and been better at communicating with what I need to begin with. It could be very hard for me to feel hurt because my communication is so good and my understanding of my own needs is so on point. It could be very hard to ever hurt me, and that's on me. I take responsibility. So I'm sorry that you, this voice, is feeling that way. That's on me. I'm sorry. My bad. You obviously see something that I don't. Can you help me? Can you help me see? And there's a certain reciprocal thing that happens where when you give understanding and you give forgiveness and gratitude and you do it enough, this voice will reciprocate. And it'll go, hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're being hard on yourself. It's okay. I got you. Like, yeah, maybe I was a little rough saying these like mean things. I was really hurt too. And you say, hey, it's okay, me too. And you bring this voice closer and closer until the line between you and this voice is blurred. I have this weird idea of consciousness because that idea, that thought that is yelling at you in your head, that voice, I gotta check to see if the camera's still running. Yes! That voice in your head, to me, it is a demon. It is telepathy, and that is another person. That is a part of you that you have separated from yourself so that you can be free from the pain that a trauma has caused you, that you have partitioned away from your main storage. And all of a sudden your walls have dissolved a little bit because of some moment, and all of a sudden all of the things that have partitioned, or all of the demons that God has sent down away from him, have all of a sudden seen it, or all of the people have all of a sudden seen, like, oh, we can enter this, look, an open mind, I'm going to take out my traumas upon, any one of these, all of them can be true at the same time, all of them, and the solution is the same. The solution is the same. To be understanding, to find and teach gratitude, understanding, and forgiveness, and bring them back home, to again become complete. And you'll find that each one of these voices in your head are only there because of an internal trauma that you've yet to deal with. It can be something as small as a kid pinched me when I wasn't wearing green on St. Patrick's Day, but I really was, and he didn't see it. And I was in 3rd grade, and I never gave him my peace of mind about it. It can be something as small as that. To a 3rd grader, that's fucking trauma. And if you held on to it, it has grown into other things. And you've seen that kid's face on other people's faces and have forced the trauma to come back to life. And it's a terrible thing that we do to ourselves. And until you see this, until you see it, and it's hard to see it without schizophrenia. So it's like a huge gift that you can give yourself by allowing yourself these moments of understanding with these parts of yourself being a part of the all, being a part of everything. You as the POV observation can bring everything to one place and have a place of peace and union where everything can exist together. And that is you. That is you. That's who you are. And you can do that. Or you can drug yourself and like do that. And like some people, like you might need it a little, you might need to take medication while you're doing this. You might. Medication helped me a lot, man. It helped me a lot. The goal is eventually to become sober and like understanding, because you'll realize at one point that all of a sudden your disease has become a gift, and you are very good at letting go of fear and of hate and of understanding your traumas, accepting them, and accepting responsibility, accepting that you can be wrong, and to be understanding and to start learning. Because those parts of you that you've partitioned away from yourself have learned what you have not learned while they live in your subconscious. Because they've been there the whole time, affecting your actions, and you didn't know about it. You wonder why you're sad without knowing. As a healed schizophrenic, a self-healed, understanding schizophrenic, I always know why I'm sad. I know where it comes from. Because each of those voices talk to me. Because I allow it. For the normal, I think there's a word for it, like cognitive typical or something. For those people, they have a hard time finding their trauma, understanding it, and healing it, because they do not have the gift of having it approach them as a voice outside of themselves and attack them. By finding these parts of me, these thoughts in my head attacking me and bringing them close to me, those voices become your best friend, right? People come and go. People need what they need. Sometimes you don't have what they need and they'll leave you. That's what happens. These demons in your head, these ideas that you cannot escape from, they will never leave your side. They will attack you, or they will guide you. Any way you see it, they're right next to you for the rest of your life. I see that as a giant gift, a huge gift, a huge gift. And those parts have more access to your subconscious than your ego does. And your ego is the part listening, agreeing with me or disagreeing with me. That part doesn't really have any access to your subconscious. That's your conscious. That's your conscious self. The voices talking to you are kind of part of your conscious self. They're also kind of part of your subconscious self. So like they'll tell you things that your conscious self will not pick up on, and it'll seem like magic. Somebody's body language out of the corner of your eye and their intonation in a conversation that you're not a part of as you're having a different conversation will affect that voice's understanding of what's happening, because your subconscious is picking up on these things. And when you go to talk to them, those voices will have information for you. It'll be opinions. You know, take your definitions loosely. If anything's like, this is a fact, this is that, then like you gotta loosen up a little bit. Give everything some wiggle room, you know? You need some wiggle room. You need to be able to like keep your definitions loose. Trust me, it'll help. And for the people that I see that are like cognitive typical, they have a hard time dealing with their trauma because they can't access it directly. They have to go to a therapist, and a therapist has to fish it out of them, and they have to look at this other person. Like, wouldn't it be better if you can do it on your own? If you can be the therapist for your trauma directly, with no intermediaries between that have their own trauma and their own issues and their own ideas and their own definitions. Like, it's good to have this. If you can get to this place, life is better. I think it's a great gift. And if you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I would love to help any way I can. If you have a question of like, hey, can you make a video like about this? I feel like you have like I don't know, maybe like how I define things. or like I don't know, any questions. I'm making this channel really to help, I feel like I've found solutions to my own issues, and this is my way of giving back. So yeah, I don't know. I do know. I know me. And I'd like to get you to help know yourself. So all these parts of yourself that are far away yelling at you, bring them close and listen. It's important.